Hey friends, welcome back to my channel, X Stitch and Chill. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for spending some stitchy time with me. It means a lot. And if you're new here, my name is Kelsey and this channel is all about cross stitching. So first, before we get into all the stitching things, I recently discovered that there's a mentions tab on YouTube, and I clicked on it and found all these people who have mentioned me recently, and I was like, oh well, that's nice. And so if you mentioned me recently, I'm sorry that I ignored you, but here's our moment right now. So I went back and watched all of them and I was like, oh, hey, thanks for the mention. Thanks for the mention. So I'm sorry if you mentioned me like 3 months ago and I never said anything to you. But the first one is from Stitchy Rin. I've been watching Stitchy Rin for a long time. She's awesome. Her husband is in it now with her, which is kind of fun. He's doing like his own projects and stuff. And it's cute because he's like, I have one project and here's my progress. And Rin has like 50 million projects. So it's a fun little dynamic. He does a really good job showing them off though. But yeah, Rin is awesome. She does a lot of like nerdy cross stitch and stuff. She's doing a princess project where she has a bunch of different patterns and princesses and kind of going through. But definitely if you haven't watched her, go check her out because she does a lot of cool stuff and she stitches a lot, and yeah, go find her. And the next person who had mentioned me was Wicked Cat Stitch, and she had a lot of nice things to say about me, and it was very nice. So thank you, Kat. She is kind of a spooky, witchy kind of stitcher. Lots of dark things going on over there, but lots of really cool things. I like dark art and stuff. I just don't stitch it for some reason. But she was talking about my mini masterpiece May and that she wanted to do something for May. And so she is doing Murder May. If you want to join for the second half of the month, it's really just like murder is really anything like dark and macabre and that kind of vibe, like, you know, a group of crows is called a murder. So if you are into the dark, creepy stitches, you could definitely join her. And I think it's just hashtag Murder May. So yeah, that's kind of a fun one to do. Maybe next year I will join in. And then I had been watching Nerdy Witchy Stitcher. She is from the Netherlands, and she's a pretty new FlossTuber, new cross stitcher, but she wanted to join in on the community, and her videos are really great. She's working on a lot of really cool projects. She's almost finished with one. Well, she's finishing the border, I think, of one that says like, be responsible for the attitude or vibes or energy you bring into this house. She's gonna put it on her door, and that one's really cool. She's doing like a couple full coverage pieces and stuff, and so she's really getting into the addiction of buying and starting patterns. So if you want to go check out her videos, she's super fun and has a lot of really cool things going. And then Recovering Book Hoarder mentioned me as well. And she looks like a book hoarder. Her background is like all books. I'm more of a digital book person. I feel like all my books are in like a box in the crawl space, and I get them out every now and then to like give them to my daughter. But anyway, she has a lot of cool stitches going on, so definitely go check her out as well. So it's been a little wild over here. I know that I'm a little late with this FlossTube. Yeah, I wanted to film this on Wednesday, but today's Friday, the 17th. I was going to stitch it on Wednesday because my husband was supposed to go to the office, but he ended up going to the DMV because he lost his wallet on his flight, and somebody found it and tried to use one of the credit cards in Atlanta. So that was fun. So he ended up not going into the office because he had to go to the DMV to get his license replaced, I guess. And then I was like, oh, okay, well, he's been gone for a long time, so we hang out. I think we went to lunch and stuff. So, but today he's got things to do outside of the house. So I'm all alone, and it's really great. And it's like my daughter's back out of school in like today. So next week they only have a 4-day week, and then she's done with school for the summer. So I am soaking in the alone time for as long as I can, because it's going to end very soon. I mean, she'll go to a friend's house and she walks around the neighborhood by her, with her friends and everything. So it's not like she's tiny and she's going to be here all the time, but it's still nice to be here by myself and enjoy the quiet. But also, I mentioned that my husband was gone because he was at his last big competitions of the year. He's a dance coach and choreographer. He mostly does like hip hop choreography, and so they were at their Worlds competition, which was in Disney World, which is, great. I wanted to go, but we were like, we need to save the money, because I would definitely go to Disney like 3 days, spend $300 on tickets to go to Disney. And I'm the problem. It's me. But I didn't go this time. I wish I had, because his team, they've been going to this competition for like 11 years. It was an invitation only event, and then now you have to earn a bid to go. And they've been going to this competition for forever, and the best they have ever done is third, which is amazing. But this year, in the senior large hip hop category, which is a very tough category. When he left, he was like, it's stacked. It's going to be so hard to do well because there's all these other teams with us. And they actually ended up winning. So he was very excited. I watched it online because you can stream it. And I was actually at work when they had the awards for that group. And I knew they were in first after day one. And I was like, oh man, he's going to be so stressed out. So then they go on the second day. And then during awards, I was working for a client that I work with all the time. And I was like, we have to take a pause and we have to watch the award ceremony. And when they won, we were like jumping up and down and screaming. We're the only 2 people in this building. And we're like, oh my God, it's so exciting. So I have 2 really big trophies in my house right now, just some new home decor. They won't stay. They will go back to the studio, but it's always nice to kind of have them. And my husband's going to get a ring, and he is very excited. He feels like it's like all this hard work that he's done over the past many years, and finally it was his time, and it was their time and their turn. And so absolutely amazing, totally cool. He got a lot of great compliments from a lot of people and everything. So he was like cloud 9, and we've been really enjoying the like after shocks of that. Obviously we have trophies in our house. And so I just wanted to share that little tidbit of life information going on with us. All right, and before we get into stitching stuff, I do have a link down below to a spreadsheet that has all of my whips, all the charts that I own, and things that I've finished. So there's like links to all the patterns, fabric, how many stitches there are in the project, how many stitches I've done. I try to update it, but it's not perfect. So if you ever have any questions about stuff like that, just check out that link, and everything will be there. But if you have more questions, you can always leave a comment. All right, so I have a new start that was not planned and not anything I was ever thinking about doing, but here we are. So my daughter likes to watch this show called Has Been Hotel. Don't judge me. Don't at me in the comments. I know what it is. So yeah, it's probably not appropriate, but we're bad parents like that. Anyway, so she wanted me to stitch. It's not really a character. So this, I'll show you what it is. Okay, so this is Cursed Cat Alistair, and he is a cat that is cursed. And he's not even really like a character in the show. So Alistair is a character in the show, but he's like humanoid looking. So at like FanCon or Comic Con or some kind of con, they asked the people who voice the characters to draw their character. And the person who voices Alistair decided to draw Alistair as a cat. And everyone has adopted this cat as Cursed Cat Alistair. So yeah, that is what she asked me to stitch. And she found the pattern on Etsy and she was like, will you make this for me? And I was like, yeah. And then I maybe should have like looked a little harder because it is quite large. It's like 9,000 stitches, which I mean isn't crazy. I have much bigger projects than that, but you know, it's going to take a while. And it's not very many colors. So yeah, like I said, I'm a bad parent, but I'm a good mom. So I started this one. I don't even know when I started it, but I'm doing all of the black outline of 310. So here is where I am. So this is one of his ears and one of his horns right there. And then this is his tail. And then there's like a weird like monocle, I think, right here that's happening. And that's an eye. So yeah, he's a funky little guy. But she's very excited. I was working on this yesterday because she gave me crap for not working on it. I was like, fine, I'll work on it. And I actually did get a bunch done yesterday. Yesterday, I only really had like the ear and the horn and like the top of the tail done. So I got like all of this and then over here done yesterday. So it was like 350 stitches or something. And I was like, there, take it. So yeah, that is Cursed Cat Alistair, my new start. And I'm just doing him on like 14 count Aida. I'm pretty sure I had most of the floss. I think I had to buy a few, but it's not a big deal. So yeah, look forward to seeing this one. It's just a lot of block stitching, so it's kind of a lot, but it will be fun. It's getting hot here. I'm like actively sweating in my office, which is weird because it faces north and it never sees sun. So I think it's time to kick the air conditioning on. I think it's time. But the next thing we're going to talk about is mini masterpiece May, and I forgot to get the other one. I gifted it to my husband. I gotta go get it. Hold on. All right, I'm back. I gifted the first one to my husband and it's up in his office, but I wanted to show it to you guys because of how I FFO'd it. But yeah, so mini masterpiece May. I am trying to do 7 masterpieces. And these are all patterns from the Stitch Patterns on Etsy. And I forgot to mention that Cursed Cat Alistair is from KVO the Stitcher on Etsy. Sorry. But yes, mini masterpieces. So I'm trying to finish the 7 pieces in the month of May. And I'm doing okay. I'm not on track, but you know, at the end, I could maybe ramp it up. So I guess I'll just go in the order that I'm going. So the first one that I did was The Kiss by Gustav Klimt. And yeah, it's done. So here it is. And I stitched it on plastic canvas. And then I just cut the canvas and then I stitched like this little border around, which is actually in the pearl cotton, not 6 strand, because I thought it would look more like a frame. And then I like sewed the felt onto the back of it. I didn't want to glue it because it's on plastic canvas. So I was afraid if I glued it, it would come through the stitches on the other side. And I didn't want that to happen. So I just kind of like cut it in place and sewed it on. But it's, no, hide my face. But yeah, it turned out super cute. The trouble with stitching on the plastic canvas is that some of the back stitching is super intricate and it's very like, you're always going in between stitches and stuff. So yeah, the back stitch is a little fudged on them. I did my best, but it's fine. It's fine. I don't love how I FFO'd this one. I don't think this is how I'll do the other ones. This one's fine, but I have some ideas for the other ones. There's so much cat hair in this. Yeah, so I gave it to my husband, and he keeps it up in his office. This painting is very special to us, so I gave it to him, and he loves it, he says. All right, the next one that I started and finished is The Great Wave. I could not tell you the artist right now because the artist names are hard. But anyway, this one I finished, so I'll scooch in. I'm coming. Oh no, I dropped my ballerina. But this is The Great Wave. Again, I kind of fudged the back stitching, but I think you can't really tell unless you're like really looking at it. From far away, it just looks nice, you know? So yeah, that one is done. And again, I did it on the plastic canvas, which is a 14 count plastic canvas. And then I dropped my ballerina. All right, and then the last one that I have been working on, and I'm almost finished. I think I'll finish this today, at least the stitching. I don't know if I'll get to the back stitching today, but there's wet on the floor. But this is Ballerina Star by Edgar Degas, and this is where we are. I think that's the front. Yeah, that's the front. The other thing about stitching on the plastic canvas, besides the trouble with the back stitching, is that when you stitch on it, like in your, what is that called? When you're stitching on it and you're like pulling the thread across the back, like if you skip a stitch and then it goes behind it. So sometimes it's really hard to tell where the stitches are and where they are not. Because you can see through the background. This one's not quite as bad. The Great Wave was a lot worse because it's a lot more lighter colors, because with the lighter colors is what it's really hard with. So yeah, it's an adventure, you know, we are discovering things. So my ballerina is almost done. I think I just have some like skin tone stitches and a couple red stitches. There's not much left. And then a little bit of back stitching, and then she'll be done, and then that will be 3. And so technically I'm like mostly halfway, but I don't know. I'm hoping that I make it to get all 7, but we'll see. I didn't really like super plan it out, like I need to do this many stitches every day. So it might be a rush at the end, but they're pretty easy to do because they're on plastic canvas and not much hard. The next one is Deathly Hollows, which is art by DJ Vigo, and it is charted by Thread Geeks. And this one is technically my focus piece for the year, but this month it has not gotten a lot of focus. So I almost pulled this out last night because I wanted to finish the page. I am very close to finishing this 5th page, 5th page, I think. I'm very close to finishing it, but it's just the black stitches left. And I was stitching black on Cursed Cat Alistair, so I was like, I don't really want to stitch more black. So I did the wheel spin thing and picked a different project, but we'll get to that. But anyway, I am almost done with this page. There's just a little bit more black stitches left. I could get it done in an evening, but that's what it looked like last time. This is our first non-start, right? Yeah, okay. So yeah, this is what it looked like last time I showed you guys, and this is what it looks like now. So I just have like, I think the page ends like around here. So I just have this little bit of black, and it's been kind of nice because I haven't really had to think about it or look at my pattern or anything. I just know, fill it in with black stitches. So, oh, there we go. Just fill it in with some black stitches, and it's been good. So From here, when this page is done, I don't really know where I'm going to go, but I'll try to remember to take a picture of the whole thing once I take it out of the hoop. I can either go down or I can go back to like this corner and do a bunch of black, because that's all that's really left on that page is black. Or I think the middle page too. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going to go with this. If I stitch straight down, that's where the brothers are. So I'll start getting into that little section. But yeah, we're getting into, we've gone up the hill. We're going downhill now with this one. So I really would love to finish it, especially if I can finish it this year. But I would have to really at this point, I really need to devote some time and energy to it more than I have. So we'll see. We'll see. Sometimes I'm just like, oh, I want to work on this one because it's new and fun. But I think once I finish the black and then I move the hoop and I start working on the blue stitches again, it will be better, because it's like the blue is really fun to do, especially like watching it all come together. So we'll see. This one also isn't like super confetti heavy. Like it's a lot of stitches in a lot of different colors, but there's like chunks of the same color, and it's not too terrible when it comes to like switching colors all the time. Like there's a good solid 100 to 200 stitches of each color on each page, which is nice, because then when I work on like my other full coverage and it's like changing threads every 3 stitches, it gets a little old. So yeah, this one needs some love, but I am very excited with its progress. All right, so the next one is an almost finish. I didn't finish it on purpose. So for fandom in June is a finishing challenge. So you get points for finishing projects. And so they said, save your finishes for June. So I'm saving this finish for June, but it's pretty much done. And that is my Heart of the Winter, which this is the last one that I have left. And really it only has like a couple stitches left, and then a bunch of back stitching. So that's what it looked like last time you guys saw it. I have no idea. And this is what it looks like now. So yeah, it's almost finished. I just have to do like one more layer of the sun over here needs to get stitched, and then all the back stitching needs to get done. So it shouldn't take too long to finish, but I wanted the points because I haven't done anything for fandom this month. So yeah, I guess I could have done 15 masterpieces and called that like my 15 new starts for the month, but yeah, I didn't want to do that. So this one's almost done. I do think there's a couple more like little stitches of the mountain over here too, but it's mostly finished. Mostly finished. So yeah, I'm excited about that one. Once this one's finished, then I can FFO all of them, and that will be exciting. So the next project that I have been working on is my temperature stitch, which is the Temperature Galaxy stitch from Climbing Goat Designs. And this was the stitch that I was working on with like at my daughter's cheer practices. And she doesn't have cheer anymore because they're done for now. She's not trying out for next year. So we're done with cheerleading now. But I was working at this while I was sitting at her practices, and now it's not getting as much work done because I'm not sitting there. And when I'm at home, I'm like, oh, I can work on my big projects, not these little projects. So yeah, I need to work on this one. But I have started, let's see, January, February, March, April. So I am working on April, which I've only done some. So this is what it looked like last time you guys saw it. And then I'll scooch in so I can show you what it looks like now. Ta-da! So there's going to be a lot of yellows and reds and oranges. I think I talked about it in another floss tube where I was like, oh, this is gonna suck, but it'll be fine. So I've only done the highs right here, and then I still need to do the lows right there, but and I know it looks like it's cutting it really close to the first spiral, but there's like 2 more spirals have to fit in here. So yeah, it's a lot, but yeah. And I'm doing this one on 18 count fabric, and obviously black because space is black. But yeah, that one is the temperature stitch, and it's going. There's also a bunch of like little white stars in that one, which I think I'm just going to do when I get to the end, because it'll just be easier to like down and do the white stars versus like, yeah, versus like just doing them as I go. That could be dangerous. Could not. I don't know. We'll see. All right, so the next project is Moe and Chandon, which is a artwork by Alphonse Mucha. That's a fun one. Alphonse Mucha, and it is charted by Tilton Crafts. And this one like was calling me to stitch on it. And probably because this is the only one that like just sits on my desk and you can see it. So this is the one that stares at me all the time. It like sits right back here and it's just like, hey, you should stitch on me. I'm really fun. But is it really fun? So I was doing Royal Rose on this, but then I kind of gave up because I'm not stitching the white stitches, so there's like a huge gap. You'll see. So now I'm just stitching it like by color and doing them on the first page, and then kind of wherever it takes me. So yeah, that's been fun. And yeah. So I've almost finished the first page. There's just a couple more stitches in there that need to get done, but this is what it looked like last time you guys saw it. And I think I was trying to finish the parked threads on the first page, which I did finish. And there are threads on the first page, but they're like threads that need to get pulled through. So this is what it looks like now. So you can start to see the letters, and I thought I really messed up on this E because it's like touching the border, but the E has the 2 dots above it, so it's kind of just muddled. I might have messed up. I don't know, but yeah. But this top corner is almost done, and then yeah, and then this circle is the start of the circle with her face in it. So we are getting there. This is on a 25 count even weave easy guide, and it's lovely. I love the colors. It's beautiful, but it's just sometimes I get headaches while I work on it because I feel like I'm like constantly looking at the chart, looking at the stitch, looking at the chart, looking at the stitch. So yeah, I feel like I have like, what is that called? Vestibular problems sometimes when it like comes to like looking. Like I get dizzy at the grocery store because I'm walking down a straight hallway going like this looking for things. So it bothers me. But yeah, so, and it's just like one of those things where I feel like I'm stitching so much on it and nothing's happening, but it is happening. I just need to like step away and look at it. So yeah, this one will hopefully get some more stitches in it soon. I do like working on it. I'm not going to say I don't like working on it, but, and this one I'm doing 10 stitch. So half stitches, which you think would go faster, but not really. And the last whip that I have been working on is Nostalgia Tarot, which is by the Witchy Stitcher. And this one is, I think it's on, when I had it, it was just a Patreon exclusive. And I think she's starting to release like the frame and other things. And I think she will release them in her shop. they're definitely in her like Patreon shop. So if you are a patron, then you can get it from her Patreon shop for a discounted price, but you still have to buy them because she like retires them after a month. But then you'll get, if you're in the right tier, you'll get the new ones all the time. I don't know. Just go to her Patreon and we'll explain it all. But I have kind of been working on the top motif to finish that. It's almost done. And then I've also been working on the first card, which is the Empress card. So I worked on both of those things recently. So this is what it looked like last time. I'm trying not to move my Q-snap too much because it's a lot of fabric. Like this is like the bottom like chunk that's like the fattest. It's a lot. So yeah, here is where I am now. So I think last time I didn't have this like rainbow done, and there's like a heart and some other things in here. And I didn't quite finish this top part of the card. And this is the start of a throne. There is a possum on here. So yeah. And then this border for this card is not done. It goes down a lot further. It's like massive. This project is going to be massive. And I know some people are stitching it like on, like they're stitching just each card because they're going to make like a deck out of it. But still the cards are like that big. And some people are doing it on like plastic canvas, and she's going to release like the back of the cards so that if you do want to make them into cards, there's a backside of the card. So yeah, it's really fun. And I think there's 4 cards out. So there's the Fool, the Empress, the Lovers, and Death. And I'm starting with the Empress because it's up at the top. There's like 3 at the top. And then the Fool came out, which is the first one, the 0 card. So I will probably, is that right? I don't know. Then maybe there's 4 at the top. I don't know. I'm just stitching on this one. It's humongous. It's going to take a while, but I have really been enjoying it. I love the colors. Yeah, there's going to be little trolls on either side of this throne, and I need to find some beads for their belly buttons because, you know, they have the crystal belly buttons. It's going to be cute. But yeah, that's what I've been doing on Nostalgia Tarot, and it's a fun one. This is the one that I spun last night. I spun the wheel. Yeah. I was like, did I span the wheel? I spun the wheel last night. And this is the one that came up. And I was like, oh, well, great, because it's already on my stand because I was stitching it the night before. So, yeah. And then I don't know if I ever put a final consensus on the ballpoint needles for these, but I would not say they help a ton. They're fine. I wouldn't say it makes my stitches any better. If anything, I feel like my stitches on this one are terrible. Like they look like crap because I don't know if it's like how I'm pulling it, if it's the Ada, if it's the needle. I don't know what I'm doing, but there's definitely some wonky ass stitches in here, and that's fine. It's fine. No one has to know. It's going to be so humongous. It's going to be overwhelming to look at because it's very brightly colored as well. So, yeah. So that is all of my whips that I have been working on. As far as haul goes, I am on a strict no spending diet. I don't know how else to put it. I'm on a strict no spend right now, so I can buy things for projects like if I need, like that I've already started, I can start projects as long as I have all the things for them, but I'm not buying any fabric. I'm not buying any floss for projects that aren't being stitched. And then I'm not buying any charts. We'll see how long that one lasts. I feel like the charts is the downfall of everything. Like that's where my no spending goes to die, is buying charts. So I am trying to save money and just stitch what I have and do what I'm doing. And yeah. And before I went on the no spending spree, I went on a spending spree and I got all the floss for the mini masterpieces. So I have everything I need. But yeah, I'm trying not to. And it was on sale when I went and bought it. In my defense, it was like 40% off. So crushing it. I saw a meme that was like, I'm really great at budgeting unless the kids need it or the kids asked for it or it was on sale. I'm like, that's me. It's me. And then before the no strict buy diet, whatever we're calling it, I did buy 2 patterns. I bought the Cursed Cat Alistair. I'm on that one. And then I had wanted to do one for my husband while he was gone, but I didn't end up, I bought one, but I didn't end up stitching it. It's going to take forever anyway. And it's the Fallout boy. What's he called? The Fallout Vault Boy. So, because we watched the show Fallout, my husband loves to play the game. So I thought it would be kind of fun to put in his office at some point, but I haven't started it. So I got to finish Cursed Cat Alistair, or my daughter's going to like wake me up in the middle of the night looking at me like, are you stitching on it? Hopefully not. She's not that creepy. So yeah, no haul. Hopefully the next video I will have no haul as well. But my Lowry stand that I bought like a while ago, I actually shipped finally. I did get a hold of the shop and they were waiting on the manufacturer to send them some stuff. So yeah, it got shipped and it will be here tomorrow. I'm very excited. Someone had mentioned that you can't use it with Q-snaps, but I was watching the Giddy Stitcher and she uses a Lowry stand and she did a whole video about it and how it's going to change your life. And I can't wait. I can't wait for my life to be changed. But she just said that, you know, because it's the plastic on the outside, like it doesn't stick very well. And she was like, oh, I just put a grime guard on it and it's fine. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I'm really excited for that to come tomorrow. Hopefully it comes earlier in the morning. It's in Denver. It's in the distribution center. So hopefully it gets here, you know, like around lunchtime is usually when the mailman is delivering things. So fingers crossed, fingers crossed. And a side note that I just thought of, I probably like won't do an unboxing video or anything because I feel like so many people have unboxing videos for it, but I will tell you how I like it and it will be fun. All right, so that is all the stitching stuff that I had. So if you just came for the stitching, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed all of the progress and my crazy rantings about my projects and buying things and my daughter. And yeah, so be sure to subscribe if you want to see more updates on my whips and hopefully some finishes eventually. I love having a finish. Everybody loves a finish, but they're just very rare over here on this channel. So be sure to subscribe, like, and comment, and I will see you guys next time. Okay, so for the chill things, let's chat. So I've been in the audiobook realm for a while. I feel like so much has happened in my book reading since the last FlossTube, so it might be a doozy. I finished A Touch of Chaos, which was the last book in the Persephone and Hades series of Persephone POV. I mean, the last book is in like 4 different POVs, but yeah, we'll call it that. There's a whole sister series from Hades' point of view, I guess. So there's a lot of parts in the other books that I just finished where she's like, he was gone and he wasn't there when I got back and everything. So I have a feeling it's maybe gonna like explain the things he was doing while she wasn't around. I don't know. So I finished that one. Really great series if you want to read that one. It is a spicy book, but I love the Greek mythology of it. And it's funny because in the last book, she gets this cat to take with her to protect her. And the cat's name is Galantis. And I was like, that sounds so familiar. And then I realized that I really like this DJ named Galantis. And his like logo is a cat. So that was fun. But it's a great series. I really like it. Persephone could be a little bit more of a badass, but she's not bad. You know, it's great. It's good. Hecate is really great. She's got great friends. So yeah, definitely worth a read or listen, whatever you want to do. Oh, I was saying that there's the companion series with Hades' point of view, but the only audiobook that my library has is the last one. So I'm probably not going to listen to that one until I can maybe get a hold of the other ones. I don't know if they are audiobooks. They're just, my library doesn't have them. It just has the most recent one. So we'll have to see how that goes. So after I finished those ones, I got the second book in the Kingdom of Lies series. The first one was like, I don't even know. There's so many and they all sound the same. So Stacia Stark is the author. So if you look it up, I don't remember what the Court This Cruel and Lovely was the name of the first one. And I really liked it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to read more because she's always ending on a cliffhanger. So I got the second book, which is A Kingdom This Cold and Empty. Let's look at the notes. Yes. Oh, no. A Kingdom This Empty and Cursed. All right. And that one was really good. Absolutely really great series. I think I like it better than like the ACOTAR series personally. It's just, I don't know. I just really like it. I like the characters and it's 2 perspectives a lot of the time. The third book, which I also finished, is a couple different perspectives. I think 4, because you have the girl, the guy, the queen, and the friend, and the other friend. So yeah, there's a bunch. But it's cool. Oh, and no, that's not that one. That's not that one. That's the Hades book. Having a really hard time here. Yeah. So I finished the second book and it ended on like a crazy cliffhanger. Like if it was a TV show and you weren't going to get more TV shows for another year, I would die. So I'd be like, oh my God, what's going to happen? So then the third book is A Crown That's Cold and Heavy. See, I have all the words right, I just don't have them in the right book, in the right order. So the third one was really good. And the ending, oh my God, is, I won't spoil it for you, but I'm wondering what's going to happen next, obviously. But the fourth book is not out yet, but it does come out at the end of this month. And I have my hold on one of the copies in the library for the audiobook. So I don't know when I'll get it. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Because I need to know. I need to know. And if it's going the way I think it's going to go, it might not be my favorite series anymore. I might like it less than ACOTAR. It might slide down the order a little bit, but yeah. That's been really good. So currently I am without an audiobook right now, which is just a travesty. I have a couple holds at the library, but they're like ones for another Sarah J. Maas series, The Throne of Glass. So I have that on hold at the library. And then I have, I had mentioned that I read the last novella of the Shatter Me series. So, and I wanted to do like a reread of them. I read the books, but I was thinking it'd be fun to listen to the audiobooks. So I have that one on there, but I'm like way down the list. Like there's like 200 people in line and I'm 175 and there's only 5 copies. So I'm just kind of like, oh, now what? I've been watching a lot of FlossTube. I know I mentioned a bunch of FlossTubers at the beginning, so I don't want to do too many. So next week, I've been keeping track, and next week I will talk about some of the FlossTubers that I have been watching. But yeah, been watching a lot of that. I put this in the chill section because it's not really a stitching related thing, but kinda, I don't know. But my daughter has a tarot deck, and it was sitting on my desk, and one day her and her friend wanted to go to Sky Zone, and I didn't want to take them to Sky Zone. Sky Zone is like my nightmare. So it's just loud. There's people and kids everywhere. It's not my jam. My daughter, so I thought it would be funny to take her tarot deck and pull a card and see what it said. And it said that I am the boss and I need to make sure that I stand my ground and not let anyone influence my decisions. And so I took that as, it says, the cards say, the universe has spoken, and the cards say we shouldn't go to Sky Zone. We still went to Sky Zone, but anyway, so I got my own tarot deck because after that, she took the tarot deck and hid it, and I don't know where it is. So I'm sure if I looked for it, I would find it eventually. But so I got my own tarot deck, and and I ended up getting this one. I just got it from Barnes and Noble, but for the first deck. And this one, it's called the Coloring Tarot. And I got it because I was really excited about coloring. I like to color. I feel like before I picked up cross stitch, I was coloring a lot. And so this one is the Coloring Tarot. I'm not like super in love with the artwork of the cards, but that's fine. Here you can kind of see a couple of them on the back. I don't want to get them out. So, but yeah. So they're all blank and you can color them in. So I picked like a color palette, and I've kind of been trying to do like, not every day, but whenever I feel like it, I'm pulling a card and using that card as like, that's my card for the day, and I'll color it in. So I've only done 2, but today's was the 3 of Wands. And it said that some good news was coming to me, which is awesome because I have been applying for some jobs that are like regular editing video jobs. And one was at the Cricut company, but I'd have to move to Utah, so it wasn't a remote job, and I was really sad. I was like, we could live in Utah if I could work for Cricut. But anyway, so yeah, I think it was a really good card to pull, and I colored it in. Here, maybe I'll pull out the 2 that I've colored. The other one was the 2 of Coins. So they're just in this box and they're kind of hard to get out. Let's see. So I have done 2 of Coins, which I might go in and fill a little bit more in of 2 of Coins because, yeah, I might do the background or where her feet are. And then I did today, oh my God, I'm a mess. And then today I did 3 of Wands. So I did the sky all pretty. So I might make 2 of Coins look a little bit more like the 3 of Wands. But yeah. I might go in and color his hair. I don't know. But like I said, the artwork isn't really my aesthetic, but getting to color it is definitely my aesthetic. So yeah, I'm sure this is going to be like another addiction where I'll have like 16 tarot decks and be like, but this one's special. So yeah. All right, this video is getting long. I'm doing my best. I don't want to rush, but at the same time, you know, I don't know. I guess everybody else puts out hour and a half long floss tubes. So here I am taking up your time. I hope you're getting a lot of stitching done right now. So other chill things that I did, I watched Dune 2, part 2 with my husband. I am not entirely positive I watched all of part 1. I remember parts of it. Like, there was one part he was like, you remember in the first movie they did this thing? I was like, well, yeah, I remember that part, but for the most part, no idea what's going on. Just kind of along for the ride. It was good. I enjoyed it. It's interesting. So yeah, and then after part 2 ended, I was like, is there a part 3? My husband's like, yes, there will be a part 3. I'm like, oh good, because I have no idea what's going on right now. Maybe the third book will bring in, or the third movie will bring it all together. I don't know. Maybe I should read the book, audiobook. I'll never get it from the library. That's got to be a long wait, because that's a long book. Yeah, but I enjoyed it. I like Timothée Chalamet, so looking at his face for 3 hours was not hard. We watched it in 2 sessions because it was too long. And then I did just start a documentary on Amazon Prime called The Greatest Show Never Made. And it's like about these people. And in 2002, they all signed up for this reality TV show because reality TV was like really big around then. And like Big Brother was just coming out and Survivor and everything. So they were all like, yeah. And it was like 1 year and you can win 100,000 pounds. It takes place in England. And people were like, yeah. So they like quit their jobs and, you know, they went to the auditions, obviously. And when they got the parts, you know, they were like, oh yeah, I quit my job. I left. Oh, like it would be cool. But the guy who was like running the show, like he like disappears and he's been gone for the last 20 years and they're trying to find him. So anyway, also Bridgerton season 3 came out like yesterday, today, I don't know. So I should watch that. My pool opens today, so that's exciting. It's a really nice day today. It's like 80, so maybe after school we'll go to the pool. It's summer. We've made it. But yeah, that's all that I think I have for you guys. So if you enjoyed this and you want to see more, make sure to hit the subscribe button. It's always nice if you leave a like. And if you have any questions or comments, or you just want to be like, hey, what's up, Kelsey? Leave a comment. And I always read them and they always make me happy. So be sure to stay tuned, because there's going to be lots of more progress, hopefully. I don't know. It's getting to be, in summer is my busy season with work. And then if I get another job, it'll be even more busy. And then my daughter's out of school. So stitching progress might go down a little bit. But life progress will be great. So Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.